What is good, Cardano fam, Ada gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today. Big YouTuber giving support to Charles and Cardano, and some massive drama that has been unavoidable. So that and more, hit that subscribe, hit that like. Favorite Cardano meme coin? Well, I voted Snek. I think he's a good Snek. I think Nike is a good pig, always will be. Let me know what's your favorite meme coin. I think Snek will lead the way as the premier blue chip meme coin on Cardano. They're moving like Mog. They just have strong culture, strong product market fit, excellent memes. We saw how our prediction was correct with Snek.fun leading the way. So let me know, what is your favorite meme coin, not only on the Cardano ecosystem, but just in general? I think of Snek with Cardano, but also Mog. I think Monad will be huge. Pepe. I think Bonk is doing a crazy job. So I think meme coins will still go crazy in this altcoin season around the corner. Well, Lark Davis. Have you heard of Lark Davis? With almost 600,000 subscribers and nearly 4,000 videos. However you feel about him, brush it to the side because he says, I love Cardano. I like what Charles does. I like Charles. Bitcoin and Cardano coming together in a very interesting way via Bitcoin OS. Let's see how this turns out. And guys, it's just great to get exposure to Cardano on his channel recently to nearly 600,000 subscribers. So at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. And he was reacting to the Bitcoin OS thread. And what I'm seeing, guys, online, especially on Twitter, is a lot of altcoiners, Bitcoin guys, are turning to the positive towards Cardano. I think with this fusion, they're realizing that Cardano means business. So thank you, Lark Davis, for giving some positive hope, some positive sentiment to Cardano. We appreciate it. Dex Hunter, Dex Aggregator says, most wanted tokens right now, meme coins or DPIN. I think they're both going crazy, but great to see some projects we speak about on the channel. Snek, Iagon, Dedium, Nike, Nuvola. So good to see these leaders, and I think Snek and Nike have a lot of potential going to this altcoin season. Same with the rest, Iagon, Nuvola, World Mobile Token, and many others. Melon, founder of Dex Hunter, says we are closing on 50 Dex Hunter integration partners and have a few huge surprises coming up too. Not only big projects are using Dex Hunter, but also many solo developers and even VC funds. We'll watch closely for those exciting announcements. Well, let's jump into the drama that has been. Basically, we can't avoid it because it's been dominating Cardano conversation on Twitter. So, how did we get here? Well, on Halloween, Charles was dressed up as Waldo, and his secretary, if I'm not mistaken, took a picture of him. And there's this meme about everyone asks where Waldo. They ask where is Waldo, but nobody asks how is Waldo, you know? Hence this, ask me how I am. Now, after a couple hours, of course, in classic Web3 fashion, a shitecoin conjured up, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, the crypto bros are going to do what they want to do. So Charles Hoskinson said degen's going to degen. And unfortunately, a lot of degens took this as like a endorsement, as like a, oh wow, like he endorses this because he posted a link. No, he's just making a mockery of like, this is what people do. I didn't buy this. And if you bought this and it crashes, that's on you. People always like to celebrate their wins and the green candles. But as soon as there's a red candle, they want 1-800 customer service and they want to point the finger. But just like Alex Hormozy said, progress starts with it's my fault, personal responsibility. So moving forward, I saw this nice post by Dr. Oz saying, congratulations for pushing Charles even further away from meme coins. Well, he had some posts, Charles, about like personal accountability and like there's no real depth and culture to this, right, guys? Like, this is not Snek. This is not Nike. It's just a picture of Charles. Like, come on, we gotta be like keeping it 100. So Dr. Oz says, newsflash: Charles tweeting about something doesn't make you buy it. You assumed it would go up and got played. Blame yourself. And I replied saying, blame yourself equals reality. A project like this type of post is neither an endorsement. And if you buy some sort of shite coin, well, take responsibility. I got wrecked on many nonsensical meme coins in the 2021 narrative, but I always knew that like whatever I lose, I never lose experience. at the end of the day. So I saw this post, and Charles 2 hours later replied and made a poll. And it says, is Charles Hoskinson really the cancer of Cardano? Would this chain be a lot better without him being as active as he is? Is he just too emotional? Now, as a UX designer, as a certified UX designer, UX Design Institute, who has studied research, qualitative, quantitative, there's two leading questions in here, right? This is a leading question, right? A better qualitative question would have been, what do you think about Charles? What do you think of him as this? Those open-ended questions. But the bias is explicit here. It's leading with bias. It's a leading question. I said, no, he is superb. The question says more about you than him. Well done. You played yourself. To which I think he responded saying, I don't know, good observation. I said here, a better question would be, what do you think about Charles? But by leading with those statements, you're already implying your bias. And that's just human psychology, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I saw mostly people were positive and just puzzled why people are slamming the founder of Cardano with such statements. At the end of the day, there's great utility and stuff like this. So we're going to do that for the sake of the channel. Keep it 100 in the sake of the angry, you know what I'm saying? Angry crypto. Moving forward. So Charles said, is Charles Hoskinson a cancer for Cardano? And absolutely no. We appreciate you, Charles. At the end of the day, it's like the verse goes, man's eye is never satisfied. So guys, remember that. Remember what 50 Cent said. I need you to hate me so I can use you for energy. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have, no matter how good you deliver, you're never going to satisfy everyone. The Japanese game developer said, if you appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one. At the end of the day, there's always going to be someone who says, this is not the way to do it. That's not the right leadership. You're being too emotional. You're doing this. You're doing that. I think, guys, as someone who has studied meme coins, I called Mog. I called many others. I think Charles is a great charismatic leader. He's bold. He has that power. He's intelligent, both on and off chain. So people at the end of the day need to grow up. So I also said another statement, and I replied to a bunch. So if you guys replied there, feel free to reply to this poll. I said, Charles, remember, quote unquote, the eyes of man are never satisfied. Therefore, whatever we do, it will never be enough. Find peace in that. Stay strong, brother. And I echo the same thing to you guys too. Whatever you're doing in work with excellence and integrity. But at the end of the day, you're always going to have people who say, you're not doing a good job. You could be doing better. You could do better. You could go above and beyond and deliver absolute gold bars. And there will still be someone who says, that's not a good job. I don't like what you did. And at the end of the day, the people who point the finger point to the person who's perfect. Nobody's perfect at the end of the day. That's just facts. So let's talk about price, shall we? That's all I have to say about that. I don't like to engage in ongoing dispute. I like to de-escalate. I like to bring people back because at the end of the day, we got to be meek and gentle. We got to look at all the celebrations we have. And Charles is a fantastic, excellent, articulate, intelligent brother at the end of the day. I think it's an honor to have him. And let's remember, guys, that Cardano is decentralized. We don't have this centralized entity, Cardano Foundation, right? Emurgo. These are the guys who have been delivering a lot of the stuff like Bitcoin OS, Axelar Network via Emurgo. And Cardano Foundation and Emurgo, these are private entities. They're not obligated to give us every single thing under the sun. So I'm just mind blown. It feels like there's a lot of amateurs in the space. Maybe they never worked a job in their life. I don't know. I really don't know why sometimes people act with such a bizarre, well, it's blocked. It's not showing me there. But I don't know why people sometimes just do so much ad hominem to get quick clicks. It's better not to, and just look at things objectively, because guess what? You're not that perfect too. Nobody's perfect. And I think that Charles has done a lot of good, because while people are complaining, guess what? Just around the corner, we have people with positive sentiment. And one day before that, the moon, right? Carl saying that Cardano good. So we see a lot of positive sentiment. So guys, let's remember that the negative voice is often very loud, but there's always going to be more positive support. So let's always do our best to filter out the noise, mute and block if you had to. I had to unfollow someone today. We saw we had to block someone today. That's no problem. At the end of the day, decentralization doesn't mean we're going to get along with every single person. This is not a just forcibly get along with, but we'll be kind, we'll be gentle, and we're going to celebrate. And at the end of the day, I saw a lot of people give some backlash to Lark, and I said, look, like, maybe Bitcoin OS has changed his mind. We're all human. Let's be invitational. But if people get super toxic unrelentlessly, then we're going to have to mute slash block, at the end of the day. A good old exile type beat. So, Cardano, where are we headed for price? Well, we're headed up. And just like the moon said yesterday, it kind of sounds bizarre to many that, like, what do you mean? We're down like 90%. Yeah, exactly. That's why. There's a lot of upside potential. Altcoin season is around the corner. Like we've said, we're going to continue to dance with these prices of like 3.4, 3.6. And I think we're still above Toncoin, if I'm not mistaken. Bitcoin dominance, still above 60%. It's okay. I kind of like that we're going into this slowly into altcoin season. And if you guys are new to seeing these blue lines, again, ADA all-time high 1, ADA all-time high 2. Bitcoin dominance here in January of 2018 at a 38%. The second time in September of 2021, around 40%. So I think realistically, when we add wrapped Bitcoin, we're probably around 61 or 62% for Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin Global Search last we saw was only at a 24%, 26% compared to May of 2021. So the masses are not here yet. And we need this to tumble down to those low levels. I think going into Q1, Q2, we're going to get that tumble. And Cardano, kind of like XRP, is a little bit of a late performer. So I think that while altcoin season is getting that surge, we're not going to see the immediate all-time high or extraordinary performance right away. It might be a little bit later. But with the narrative that we have, the fact that people talk about Cardano in and out, it's part of their verbiage, whether they like it or not. It's always a talking point. Charles Hoskinson and Cardano is like always a talking point on Cardano on YouTube and Twitter. So I think there's a lot of eyes on Cardano. There's a lot of search queries. There's a lot of people who are waiting, silently watching. And often it's kind of coming to fruition where people are kind of watching, they're keeping an eye. And I think that Bitcoin OS will play an integral role to solidify and strengthen the narrative that we have, the safe and secure chain, right? Zero outage, zero hacks. And it's a perfect medley, a Super Saiyan fusion, if you will, with Cardano. So really like what we're going into, even if many products are not fully realized, just from the UX perspective of narrative and brand and charismatic leadership, all of those is striking on, So I think that we're going to be doing real good going to altcoin season. I still stay to my $5 to $7 range, and I still think Q1/Q2 of 2025. Let me know, guys, what do you think of this recent drama that's come to fruition? Do you like Charles Hoskinson? Do you think he's a good, unofficial leader for Cardano? Because we're decentralized, the burning of the Genesis keys and whatnot. I think every project will ultimately have a charismatic leader, and one of those, arguably the top, is Charles, and I think he's fantastic. So let me know, what do you think about Charles Hoskinson? And also, to finish off, what do you think about Lark Davis, his thoughts on Cardano, and where are we headed? So guys, hit that subscribe, hit that like, try to be positive, and I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.